team. Time to go to CSSBattle.dev and do daily target. Terrific. Terrific. And today, what I would like to do is do this with 3 gradients. All right, and the pieces and the parts of that are, well, I'm going to create a radial gradient that is a circle, and I'm putting it in a custom property, radial gradient, and then we need the keyword circle or 1Q to say, okay, yeah, this isn't even, because otherwise it will adhere to the body. I'll do transparent. Transparent in the middle, and then black. Oh, it's actually pure black, so there might be winds there. So let's do 30 pixels. Dark, the black color, 0, 60 pixels. Those are guesses. And then we are gonna, let's put green on the background. And then we're going to put that variable to use, and that's where we get a circle. And then I give it a background position with the next two numbers, minus 30 pixels, minus 30 pixels, minus 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 5, 60. And then is this 60 as well? Minus 60? It is 7. So we're going to do that again. Now this is an identical gradient, but this one has positive values for the background position, right? The default is putting it dead center. That moves it around. All right, and then lastly, we have a conic gradient, which will be the black color, which is, we can represent with just 3 hex values, 3 hex numbers. We need an at value, at 100 pixels, something like that. 75%, and then green, which is how you get a shape like that. It's going to be in the top corner, which is 0, 0, background position. It's going to have a width that's less than 400 wide, because that's the size of this body is 400 wide. So it's like a little more than half of that. So 210 pixels maybe. Maybe 220. There, 220. And then how about the height? 130 pixels. 40, 50, 60, 70. There it is. And then this at value is the center of the conic gradient. By increasing that number, we're moving it over 70, 80, okay, 20, 30. And those 3 gradients get the job done. And it does. So minify, unit replace, and that's all good. I still like the conic gradient on the body, but what if we did this with the blank template? Like that. Unset the margins. This height is like 50. Border radius 50%. Margin 40. Border 30 pixels solid. And because it's black, that's the default. All right, so now we've got the margins. We need to set margins for all the values, 0, 30. 40, 50, 60, and 30, 20. This height, 30, 40, 50. Let's make this 40. Okay, how about 35? No, how about 30? Is it 30? Was 30 correct? This is what we made so far. Let's get rid of that background. Is the height more like 60? Maybe it is. Or maybe this border is a little different, 35, 40. Could that be right? It might be right. 62. Okay. This number 180, 182. There it is. And we make another one. Based on this number, no, yeah, minus 10. So, okay, so I want to set, I'm going to set this up for success, 3, 4, and then using the adjacency selector, I'll set a margin left 50. So I have to do all the margin. Because I'm doing the width using margins, I have to use these values probably. I need to do something like flipping the 182 and the 62. So this will be 62, and this will be 182. And that'll get it done. If I could use I can't use a box shadow for this purpose, but this is another way to do it. Height, border, solid, conic, minify, unit replace, submit, and that's a final. Kind of a fun one. Seemingly fun. I feel like there's wins to be gotten using plain black as the color, because there are a few things where the default color of black, you could use fonts. You could maybe use text that's modified, right? We have straight lines here. So in a very real sense, if you made a plus sign, all right, so let's do, all right, I don't think I'm really gonna do this, but if we create a plus sign, and put it in a tag, by which, you know, a paragraph tag, we put it in there, and then I set, and what if I do font weight bold, and then do font size 50 VW. Like, I could get that shape, right? Like that's a thing that I could do. And then if I do scale 2, background origin, transform origin, transform and by altering those numbers, I can change where that shows up. So that's, I mean, that's actually quite a lot by creating a mere plus sign. By altering those numbers, I get some interesting effects. Now, regardless of whether this makes sense in particular, there's a lowercase. So, is there a perfect circle character. I think there is, right? Isn't there the degree symbol? How would I type the degree symbol? Well, I'd have to look that up. But you can get a lot out of just fonts. Again, I'm not going to do the solution this way, but it is not impossible to do that if you were a very clever person. I'll leave that as an exercise for you. In the meantime, let's go back and look and see what's the big win here. I guess this 676 one, which is 3 gradients, right? The circle is twice stuffed into a variable, and that's how I got the best score of the solutions that I did here. There's probably some other ones I could think of, but that's how we did it. All right. Hope you're doing well. I wish you well. Be good to yourself, be good to others, and go make a web page.